Hey there guys, Allan Anthony here. What I'm going to do in this video is show you exactly how you can apply some indicators, all right, to your trading platform, specifically the binary trading platforms. All right, what I have in front of you basically right now is one of the platforms called IQ Options. All right, this is commonly used by the binary traders. All right, but you can also use these indicators on all other platforms. All right, I will probably demonstrate with one other platform. All right, but basically what I'm going to do once again is show you how you can apply the Bollinger Bands, specifically Bollinger Bands, relative strength index and the stochastic, right? But in essence, you're going to be basically looking at 5 indicators to get your confirmation. So when you basically, this gives you the power to determine if you want to take a trade or not when you get your trade alerts. All right. So once everything lines up and you get your confirmation, you can determine if you want to take the trade or not. So once again, this is the IQ Options platform that I'm going to be doing the demonstration on. All right. So before I get started, guys, be sure to click the thumbs up button. All right. Remember to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you will be sure to get all of, you'll get your notification for all of any videos that I would be loading with reference to trading and investment opportunities. Okay. So first, we're going to go and change the chart type. So on the bottom left-hand corner, your first icon or first out of 4, the top one, you click on that and you click on candles. So we're going to be changing it to candles. All right. And then we're going to change the time of the candles to 1-minute candles. All right. Just for now. Okay, so basically what happens is that the candles literally tells you what is going to happen, all right, and what the market is getting ready to do. So if you look at these 1-minute candles here, this in particular, all right, you see that there's 2 wicks here, which means that the market is getting weak, all right, and it is getting ready to sell, all right. So if you look similarly, you look at the bottom here where you see the wick, right, for the red candle. All right, it was selling. All right, you see the wick for the red candle. And of course, you see this long wick, which that tells you that the market is getting ready to buy. And that is what happened here. All right, but we don't do analysis on your 1 minute. We do an analysis on the higher time frames. And then we go down to the 1 minute in order to see the movement on a 1 minute time frame. All right, so that we could determine when exactly to get into the trade. All right, so this is the candlestick patterns here. So remember to change to the candlestick patterns. Now we're going to apply the indicators. First, we're going to apply the Bollinger Bands. All right, so you go to search for indicator and you type BB. Okay, there it is, Bollinger Bands. All right, so we're going to change the default settings from 14 to 20 and from the deviation from 2 to 2.5. Okay, we can change the color. All right, so the upper line, we change that to red so that when the market touches or the candles touches the upper line, it's getting ready to sell. The middle line, we can leave it as orange, but the lower line, you can either put it as blue or green because of the fact that when it touches the lower line, it's getting ready to buy. All right, you can use these here, these line thickness. All right, so this actually, when you drop down the list, it can actually give you the opportunity to thicken the line. All right, there you go. All right, and you click apply. Now you can change the colors to suit you, but these are the colors that I use. All right, and you click apply. All right. All right, so there you have it. All right, so the red Bollinger Bands at the top, the green at the bottom, the middle band is the average or the mean. All right, so that's midway through the market. All right, so let's take a look at it and see. Let's go back into history and see if I can demonstrate exactly what I mean. Okay, look, there is a perfect example here where the green candle would have touched the upper Bollinger Band, and then what happened? It sold. All right, let's go look another example here. It touched the bottom Bollinger Band. In fact, it passed it, so it has to come back within the range, the market range, or inside the 2 bands. Okay, and this is what happened. It actually bought, right, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. It went up. All right, so let's go back to the current time. All right. So you can use the middle, however. All right. This is also a point of resistance. So you see what happened here. It bounces off and then it came back down. All right. If similarly, it crossed down. All right. And then it stayed under it stayed on the lower part of the market. Okay. The range. So there you have it. That's an example of how the Bollinger Bands would work. All right. So now we're going to include the stochastic. All right, so in fact, let's do the RSI first. All right, so I'm just going to bring it up here. All right, the settings for the stochastic is 6. All right, the baseline period is 6. The overbought is 75, oversold is 25. All right, so the default for this is usually 70. All right, so when you send it higher, when you send the number higher, that means the line is going higher. All right. So what that means exactly is that it allows you, it increases the chances or the probability of the market going in in the opposite direction. All right. So oversold, it's usually 30, and we're going to be using 25. All right. Once again, that allows lower it goes. That of course, it's the higher probability of the market changing direction. All right. So remember, it's overbought is 75. All right, well, you can use 76, and the oversold is 25. All right, now the color and display is similarly, you can do the same thing. The baseline, you can leave it as blue. All right, and you can thicken the line as well. All right, the overbought line is red, so that means when the market crosses that line, you get ready to sell. And similarly, it's green for the oversold. Okay, you can change it to any color that you like once again. All right, but these are the colors that I use. So you apply. All right, so here you have it. So let me just demonstrate how does this work, the relative strength index. All right, so once again, all right, the red line is at the top, the green line is at the bottom. All right, so what is seen here is that the market would have oversold and it turned pointing up. And then what happened? It also barely touched the bottom Bollinger Band. So also it changed direction to go up for a buy. Now, similarly, you had the market here at this point barely crossed the overbought line, pointing down, and then the market sold all the way down to here. All right, sold here, it retraced slightly, it consolidate, and then it's all the way down here. All right, so that's the purpose for the relative strength index. All right, so that's just another example where it oversold. All right, it pointing up. When it's pointing up and it touched the bottom Bollinger Band, this is where it goes. The market changes direction and goes up. All right, also remember the wick. All right, the wick shows you, and this is a perfect indication that the market is getting what you call bullish. All right, so these two wicks at the top here means that the market is getting bearish. It's losing its strength, upward strength, momentum, and it's getting ready to drop. All right, so there you have it, relative strength index. The other indicator would be stochastic. All right, and now this is what the stochastic, the settings are. You go to edit. All right, so your period K is 5, the smoothing is 3, period D is 3. The overbought is 80, that's the default. All right, and oversold is 20. All right, so this is even higher than the overbought in the RSI, and is even lower than the oversold in the RSI. So this basically would indicate that give you additional confirmation, all right, in the direction. So now you can also change the color just as I described before. All right, so this stochastic has two lines, right? It has the K line and D line. It has the overbought line, which is red, right? Because the market wants to go over that line, it's getting ready to sell. And then you have the oversold line, which is I placed green. All right, so once again, now I'll explain how this operates and works, but in this case, instead of one like the line, like in the case of the RSI, you have two lines. All right, So let's go, apply. All right, there you have it, the stochastic. So this is an example here where the RSI went under the oversold, it pointing up, market change direction, going up. The blue line crossed the red line. It's oversold as well, but once it crossed the red line, all right, so the price action line, which is the blue line, all right, crosses the market line, that and it points up. This is an additional confirmation that the market is going for a buy. All right. So now similarly, let's go back. So when it touches the upper, right? This is an example here where it touches the upper Bollinger Band, right? And the RSI crossed, pointing down. So what it did, it sold for 4 minutes. Okay. Similarly, the blue line crossed the red line, right? It went over the overbought line, and then it crossed, pointing down. Right. So this is what happened here. So 3 indicators: touch the top Bollinger Band. It was overbought with the RSI pointing down, and then it's additional confirmation. It crossed the overbought with the stochastic, and the blue line crossed the red line, getting ready to sell. All right. So there you have it. Those are the 3 indicators. Now they are together with this, I would just like to mention one other indicator. And you type currency strength meter. There you have it. Bring that up. It's the www.livecharts.co.uk. All right, that's the currency strength meter that I recommend that you use. All right, here is what it looks like. All right, so with the currency strength meter, the strength of each of the currencies, right? The highest is 6, and the weakness is 1 bar. So right now the US dollar is weaker than the Canadian dollar. In fact, the US dollar is the weakest amongst all of the currencies that is shown here. Okay, so of course 6 is the strongest, means that the currency is strongest. Like in this case, the Canadian is the strongest out of all, and the USD is the weakest. Right? How does this help? This means that in the case of the currency pair USD Canadian, you're expecting the US dollar to sell. All right, so that's one indicator. Let's go. Let's find USD Canadian. USD Canadian. All right, click on that. All right, so here it is. All right, so what you expecting the market to do based on the currency strength meter, you're expecting the market to sell. The USD Canadian, you expect the USD is weaker than the Canadian, so you're expecting it to sell. Also, what happens? You wait for it to touch the upper Bollinger Band, also to be overbought, right? And look, it happened. Just as we say it just is what is happening here right now. So it's getting ready to sell. So the RSI is curving to point down, all right, which is an indication that the market is changing direction. Also, the stochastic hasn't really crossed the red line as yet, which means the blue line hasn't crossed the red line as yet. So, but it's getting ready to change direction. So you see it's touching the upper Bollinger Band, so it's just a matter of time. And then, of course, once the RSI is pointing down, right, you see it's getting ready. And then the stochastic cross the red line pointing down, and it actually touches the over what you call the overbought line in both cases here, with both the RSI and the stochastic, right? These are called oscillators. Then you will definitely see the market changing direction. All right, so remember the USD is weaker. So you have 4 confirmations. So it's the Bollinger Bands, the relative strength index, the stochastic, and the currency strength meter. All right, but you also have another indicator, which is the 5th indicator I talk about, which is the candles. So right now you're seeing that the market is really very bullish, meaning that it is still pushing up, all right, but it's getting ready because you're seeing the wicks at the top. All right, this candle is a doji candle. That means it's undecided, but look what's happening here. It's actually weakening right now, right? So it's losing its strength and it's getting ready to drop. All right, so once again RSI points down, touches the overbought line, and the stochastic crosses the red line and touches the overbought line, then what happens? Voila, See, the red candle is it's getting ready. It's showing there, it's getting ready. All right. So it's touchy but upper Bollinger Band. All right, it's getting ready to drop. All right. So there you have it, guys. Once again, all right, these indicators, all right, is not an exact science, but you can actually use these to get your own confirmation and to determine when you get your trade alerts if you would want to take that trade or not. All right. So right now, what you're seeing happening here, once again, the RSI hasn't really crossed or pointing down as yet, but the stochastic already crossed the red line and pointing down. So it's just a matter of time. All right. Now, there you have it. Okay. There's a perfect example. Look, the RSI did point down, and there you have it, the red candle. Now, you can also do the same with your, if it is that you do have let's just say IQ Cent, Videforex, you can even binary cent, and let's say race options. You can actually apply these indicators to them as well. All right, and I'm just going to demonstrate that quickly how we can do that. All right, so the default is the tick chart or the line chart that you would have seen, all right, in the first instance. All right, so just waiting for it to load here. All right, so there you have it. This is the line chart. All right, so if you want to get the candle, you go to candle chart here. All right, then the candle charts will come up. All right, and you just go to indicators. Right, and you do the same thing that I just mentioned, the indicators. The time, however, there's a time there. All right, candles and the indicators. All right, so there you have it. So once you follow this, it's called the BRS strategy, the Bollinger Band Relative Strength Index, and the stochastic strategy. All right, now we did add two other indicators, which of course is you're changing the ticker chart or the line chart to the candlestick patterns, and you also using the currency strength meter, all right, to determine what are the currency what's the strength of the different or the various currencies. All right, there you have it, guys. I am Allan Anthony. Thanking you for viewing this video. Thanking you also in advance for you subscribing to my channel. All right, and remember to click the notification bell so that you would be able to get a notification with reference to other trading strategies and trading ideas, right? As well as I have been loading cryptocurrency, right, information, all right, and so any investment in terms of assets and stuff, I'll be loading and putting in those videos as well. All right, so be sure once again to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you would be getting you'll be notified on when I load other videos. All right, so see you in the other video, guys. Thank you once again for joining. I am Allan Anthony saying bye for now.